Welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Monday, February 9th, 2026. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Valentine's Day, right around the corner. So the studio, we got hearts everywhere. Heart lights, felt hearts hanging from the roof.
Oh, heart lights.
Beautiful new monitor behind me. Good job, JD. Good job, Jackson. I assume he helped with this one or did it all, maybe?
He did it all.
Okay, great. Yeah, Valentine's Day this weekend, in addition to All-Star Weekend. And we're going to be having a couple live watch parties. Hope you join us on Saturday and Sunday. We'll get to that later. We got so much to talk about here. I want to get your thoughts on the Super Bowl, on the Olympics, on the NBA weekend winners and losers. But we had two wedgies we got to show you, both on Saturday night. Start with Cooper Flagg in San Antonio with a crazy, unique, high-arcing wedgie that's stuck in there for wedgie number 44. His third of the season. He is our clubhouse leader. And then, not long after Cooper Flagg, Jalen Suggs in Orlando sticks the classic three-point wedgie, and that's number 45. And you just love to see it because we're on pace for a remarkable 66 wedgies, according to wedgietracker.com.
Wow.
And that's just big. That's just big news. I was thinking, a lot of talk about Con Knipple, man. Hot start as a rookie. Is this guy one day going to pass Steph Curry for most three-pointers made? That's cool. We can table that, though. What about Cooper Flagg? He's already got 3. Russell Westbrook, our all-time leader in wedgies, at 7.
Wow.
Cooper Flagg is on a torrid pace here to one day have it.
Oh,
So
I don't think there's a question.
yeah.
3 in his rookie year. He's got to be the most in a rookie season.
He's had 3 in a month here.
Yeah. I wonder how many he's ever had in his life. Right? Like, I mean, it's impossible to actually know. But it's got to be the most.
He might know.
Yeah, he might know.
Yeah, maybe
Keeps
he
track.
does.
Yeah.
Can I get your Super Bowl takeaways and really your Bad Bunny halftime performance thoughts?
Yeah, my daughter Ada nailed it. Midway through the second quarter, she pointed at the TV screen and said, "This trash is boring."
Trash. Damn.
Doesn't like defense, eh? Doesn't like punts?
Welcome to the Snoozer Bowl.
Yeah.
That was boring. Especially, I mean, the first half was just brutal to watch, especially with every ad was an AI ad in the first half.
Yes.
I didn't even know there were so many AIs out there.
Yeah.
We got about Claude.
AI ads now trying to tell us we're better than this AI company.
That's right.
Yeah, we got morals. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a. Unless you like defense, unless you're a big fan of Witherspoon. This guy was all over the field.
Yes.
Gonzalez diving, making plays. No, Bad Bunny was the best part for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Collinsworth will try and sell you the defense. He did.
Sure.
He did. He said this literally could be the most impressive defense in Super Bowl history. He said that, pulled it out. Maybe it is. But it is interesting. Yeah, the commercials, ho-hum, the first half. They pulled out all the good ones at half. Is it because people are watching? More people are watching?
Because they knew this game was going to suck. So they're
Maybe.
like, yeah, people will be
Maybe.
tuning in for Bad Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah, well, just in general, people tune in for halftime. Yeah, your daughter, just along with same with my wife. She didn't watch a second of football. She just watched the commercials. She'll literally pull her head up just to watch the commercials. That's what she commented on. She's like, "Oh, this team scored. How did they do that? I don't know. They scored.
You're not going to believe this. It was another field goal.
Yeah, they did.
I thought that guy was going to win an MVP.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been the icing on the cake.
Yeah. And Bad Bunny's performance, big fan. 2 thumbs up.
Great show.
Yeah.
Obviously. Great show. Great to hear the mention of every country in America. I loved that part. That part was super nice, where he ripped off, here, Nicaragua, Uruguay, Paraguay, every single one. It was fun to hear. And obviously the message at the end, countries from the Americas represented together. We are America on the football there. So yeah, that part was great. Yeah, it was a good show.
I love the tree people too.
Tree people were hilarious.
I clocked it early. I was like, I think that tree moved. I think that's a person. And
They're moving.
And then all this footage came out of all these people just waddling out there.
I thought the trees were going to dance.
Yeah.
But they were just, I guess, so that you could set it up more quickly.
And like move the camera and
Right.
stuff locations. I think so
That's
too.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JD, what was your thoughts on the production of it all, the Bad Bunny performance?
I thought it was good. I only caught the last half of the Bad Bunny performance.
You were watching Kid Rock?
Where was Kid Rock?
He was on the Turning Point stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
I flipped away.
But he was right at the end of the Turning Point USA. I clicked over to see he was the headliner. Ovs.
Oh, yeah. Cool. The American Badass.
Why,
himself.
but hold on. Why did you only catch the second half of Bad Buddies?
Because
13-minute halftime performance.
I know, because Jack was in here doing these decorations. He wanted me to have a look, and we adjusted some things, and by the time I got back, it was too late.
Yeah.
Anyway, work.
Use the pause button, my man.
I know. I was watching it on the cock. I don't know.
Yeah, you couldn't pause on the cock.
Can you?
What?
Can
Yeah,
you pause?
can.
Yeah.
You must be. Yes.
I
Yes.
paused it right before the anthem, and then it like fast forwarded into the anthem. I don't know what's going
okay.
on there.
Well,
but,
It's sketchy for sure.
All right. All right.
But anyway,
it's out there.
it seemed like a very joyful
Yes.
it
was a party.
performance.
Yeah,
It was, like a.
Oh, you missed Pedro Pascal.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Ronald
any
Acuna
cameos.
Jr. was there.
Yeah, for sure.
They were all in that
A lot of good
little
celebs,
part.
and Ricky Martin's back.
That was Ricky Martin.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the biggest pop in our house.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, nice.
Shake your bonbon and
He looks totally different. I said, that's Ricky Martin.
looks
And Dale said, no.
great.
That's not him.
Yeah, I think he's had some work done.
Yeah, he looks
probably,
good.
but he does look great.
Yeah, he looks awesome. Yeah, good work.
And the little Lady Gaga performance was nice, too.
Yep.
Solid.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I missed it.
You missed it, man. You missed
It was good. They had 100 beautiful women shaking their ass off. That was awesome.
that
One
was
of the
fun.
best parts for sure. That was great. The vibes were awesome. The songs are good.
You can watch it on YouTube, JD. So it's already there. It was probably there a minute after it aired.
Yeah.
And what about the Olympics? Any Olympics taken in this weekend from either of you guys? Either the opening ceremonies on Friday night or any of the
I
action?
consumed quite a bit.
Yeah?
At least on Friday and Saturday. Never really got around to. Couldn't stay up for prime time in Milan after the Super Bowl. But I like the opening ceremony. I like the part where they had like the paint
That
driplets
was
coming
cool
down
looking.
and mixing into all the different people. I thought that was cool, and I really liked the nod to Giorgio Armani with like all the models walking in their suits, their green, red, and white suits, and doing all these moves. I also loved when they would cut away to. Because they had they have so many different locations for the Olympics, and they would cut to the different places. They're actually like letting the people far away get their opening ceremony moment. And the snowboarder location was awesome.
Yeah, I like
they
that
were
one.
going nuts.
Yeah.
People on shoulders doing backflips. They were having a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that seemed to stand out to me to more than any other previous opening ceremony where they're doing these random things.
They have never
like-
done this. Yeah, these multiple locations.
Oh, never done
where they did
multiple
it in the
well,
opening ceremony. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was like 4 spots in total.
Yeah.
Where they sometimes would go. Well, it'd be funny at the main arena where sometimes the person in a sleeping bag would walk out with the name of the country, and there'd be nobody, but they're all at one of the other locations. Then they've quickly cut to them walking through the Sonic the Hedgehog rings, which I did like. Was a nice touch. That was cool.
But I thought more so they did their little emphatic, whatever it was, on a shoulder or little dance more so than I've remembered. You know, there's just a lot. Every single shot was like, okay, I'm on camera. And they pulled off a move.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
As for the actual events, you had mentioned it because I think you were watching some training earlier in the week, but the downhill skiing, the broadcast featuring these drones
Yeah, the freestyle
flying
skiing or
behind
whatever,
them is awesome. It's unbelievable. So much better than just like the stationary cameras where they just come down the mountain, they just cut to that one, then cut to that one, they just rip by. It just gives you like the idea of like the speed and like the absolute terror in that event. And obviously that was an unfortunate couple accidents with Lindsey Vonn being the main one.
Yeah.
She tested the knee and clipped the gate early on. Yeah.
And they said it wasn't because of her ACL even that she had the crash, but tough way to go out and like just a crazy experience for her. And I think she like made it a point to make it to this Olympics coming back from injury, and also has had a lot of like huge career moments in Cortina apparently.
Yeah.
So a bummer way for her to go out, but I also enjoyed the team figure skating competition.
Awesome. Yeah.
Chalk and Bates, the Matadors. I love that.
She's intense, eh? Oh,
Yeah, that was really cool. And then Yuma Kageyama versus Ilya in the men's part of it. That was pretty sweet. Upsets all around. You know, whoever the downhill skier guy was, Odermatt from Austria, didn't even medal. Are you kidding me? Come on, get serious, bro. Ilya, he did the first backflip since Surya Bonali back in the day.
Sick.
Yeah, only got second though because Yuma was awesome. He was by far better than Ilya, I thought, as a figure skating expert.
Well, in the first round, but Ilya killed it in the second
for
one.
sure,
He went
for
up,
sure.
Put up a 120. It's
had
like
to
dunk
step his game
score.
up.
I was like, I didn't know it went that high. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's great having the Olympics on it.
Yeah, did you see like Vince
good.
Carter did the intro for the men's big air, which is like they just go down, do a huge trick, which is kind of like dunk contest esque.
Yeah.
They had him do the intro, which I thought was pretty sweet. Like that's
missed
a
that.
good way to use your NBC talent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I like
that's
that.
very cool. Okay. That's our Super Bowl Bad Bunny Olympic thoughts. Maybe we'll sprinkle in some more. I'm sure we will. Winter Olympic stuff.
What about a
as we go
favorite
on.
commercial out there? Something nobody.
I didn't
there's
think there
nothing-
was that many that really stood out. And the ones that maybe were good, I'd already seen. I hate that too. You know, you see them online, you see them on social media already. They drop them days before
I
now.
haven't seen one.
Well,
know
the
which
one
one-
that got like the biggest groan at the party, and I'm sure across all of America and Canada and anywhere in the world watching, was the Coinbase ad where it was straight up karaoke for the Backstreet Boys, and the whole party's singing it, and everybody's going, "Just wait, what is this going to be for? Hold on, let's not get too excited." And then Coinbase, and there's a collective groan for the cryptocurrency or trading, whatever.
Yeah, but they got you. They got
Oh
you
yeah, it
singing.
was brilliant. I mean, it's a
Backstreet
brilliant
Boys
ad.
commercials.
Yeah.
There was 2 of them.
Yeah.
They had a T-Mobile one
They
as
were
well.
in one, yeah.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, with their actual faces.
Same song too.
Same song.
I
They
like the
have
one.
to communicate that. That's embarrassing to me.
I
For
agree.
both them and both brands.
Yeah.
To bring them
100%
both out
agree.
and have them do the same song.
Yeah.
It makes them look like they really need the money, which they
They do.
probably did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. But maybe they were like, "We'll do whatever brands you want, but we're only doing that song. Like we're not. We don't,
No, it's
all
more
we got,
likely
but
that they
only
just
one
like
song.
this is the song that everybody
Right.
loves and knows,
Yeah.
and both
Yeah.
brands want it. And they're like, all right,
Yeah.
pay up.
I mean, that's obviously more what it was.
Yeah.
But it just. I agree with Trey 100%.
I did like the Jurassic Park commercial, but I'd seen that
not
one
bad.
days
Not
prior
bad.
too. But
That's
it made me laugh.
What about Will Shat on a car? The William
I thought that
Shatner?
was good.
Yeah, those were great.
may have missed
Great
that one.
puns.
Great puns.
Yep.
Is that a Shih Tzu? Perfect. It's great. It's great. That was great.
Okay, I missed
that guy's
this one.
95.
What?
95?
95 years old.
That's actually awesome.
William Shatner.
He did like a fiber ad, a ad for Bran Flakes or whatever.
Damn.
It's all about shitting.
It's all
and
about shitting.
He calls himself William Shat,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. It's actually
That was
great.
All I could think about last night at this big party I was at, all the food, all the drinks flowing and stuff like that, is what you had said, or we had not even a debate, we talked it out, maybe not even on this podcast, it may have been on No Buffs for all I can remember. We talked about the biggest fart days in the calendar year. And he threw out the day after the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's all I could keep thinking about, man.
Big
There's
time.
so many farts in this room about to happen later.
Yeah, I mean, I ate a ton of beans. I had a giant tray of nachos. And I was the one finishing the beans on the nachos. And, I was doing my work today. But I've signed up for the Lay's 72-hour challenge. My bag of potato chips is on the way. Let's see here.
You did scan the QR code, did you?
I wish I was quick enough on the QR code. I had to Google the Lay's 72-hour challenge to get a stinking bag of chips. There was 2 commercials about potato farmers.
Yeah. The one
Shout out to all the potato
Yeah,
farmers.
them over.
I simply had to support them. So I will keep you updated on if my chips arrive within 72 hours, or else I get a year's supply of Lay's potato chips.
That's how it goes down, isn't
Yeah,
it?
24 bags of chips is apparently a year's supply.
Wow.
So I'll let you know. I'll let you know
Okay,
if they
okay.
come through.
As long as it's real food, like Mike Tyson says. Eat real food.
All right, let's get into some NBA weekend winners and losers. Trey, you get us started. Who's your big winner of the NBA weekend?
I got the Cleveland Cavaliers as a winner of the weekend. I know what you're thinking. Did it take 35 points from Donovan Mitchell to barely beat the Kings, who were tanking this game? Yeah, it did. But they're still a winner for me. They got James Harden. He made his debut, and I think we should talk about it. I thought it was a little bit of fit-initis in the first half for Cleveland. Harden was getting the majority of the on-ball reps. Donovan Mitchell letting him get comfortable, but Sacramento came out and they basically put 2 on the ball every single time. Harden ran a pick and roll, so the way he does, he gets off the ball quick and lets other people make plays. It turned into Jarrett Allen having a huge game, but they both kind of looked tentative to me in the first half of this one. And when you couple the way they went about attacking with the way the Kings were defending, it was like neither Mitchell or Harden really did anything on the first half. In the second half, though, Mitchell got a lot more aggressive, looking for his own offense. There was a lot more one-on-one opportunities, I thought, for Cleveland, and Mitchell took advantage. 29 points in the second half. This was still close, though. In the fourth quarter, it's a 7-point game with 4 minutes left, and Harden hits back-to-back threes on catch and shoots. One was a pass from Mitchell. I forget who hooked him up on the other one, maybe Tyson. But Harden and Mitchell scored the last 16 points of the game for the Cavs in this one. Harden finished with 23 points, 8 assists. He probably could have had like 15 assists in this game if you include like the secondary assists or guys getting fouled going to the line or missing an open shot. He was setting the table. Keon Ellis, I thought, was pretty sweet in this one, doing the dirty work. He was a plus 20 in 17 minutes. But the minutes were staggered for Harden and Mitchell. There was one of them out there the entire time. Some of them, so a lot of the time that both were out there, or Schroeder was joining Mitchell for the most part. So you see a lot of ball handling. You see a lot of playmaking for the Cavs. This was their recipe with Darius Garland, but Garland just wasn't able to stay on the court. So it definitely feels like the Cavs have improved, and I think they will get better once they actually get into a rhythm and have a chance to practice and play together for a little bit. So an encouraging start, but it did feel a little bit like this is what the Cavs have been the entire season. Donovan Mitchell, can you save us? And he saved him.
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait, or hopefully we get to possibility of a Cavs-Sixers playoff matchup after what Daryl Morey said recently with his whole comments about, there weren't any needle movers, in my opinion, when it came to Eastern Conference teams making moves. Slight little jab there maybe at James Harden finding his way to Cleveland Cavaliers. It'd be fun if those two teams meet in a playoff matchup. And it could, obviously. It could be a 3-6, 4-5, something like that. But, I'm with you. It was the same old Cavs, but, Harden is still good and elite, and they have a couple months here to figure this out as they get ready for the postseason.
And he will play in the postseason.
That's true,
that is
probably.
key. But he's trying to fit in. You could see after hitting shots, he was going to the bench, high-fiving everyone on the roster, everyone in the staff. He's high-fiving the second row of assistant coaches. I'm trying to be in with everybody. And obviously, working to a degree. You mentioned Keon Ellis, who they picked up to throw his body around, and he was doing that in key moments late in the fourth quarter, throwing his body to save a ball. Naquan Tomlin, I think his defense is a very clear for what that team needs, doing a good job of that. Sacramento is so funny in that they're not playing their starters anymore. Some of their starters, like Zach LaVine, sitting in this game. But they can't tank because they can't be any worse than they were. They are the worst team in the National Basketball Association coming into this. So they look like they were fighting. Nate Clifford, was cool to see him. He dropped 30, career high, by far. He didn't have more than 18 in his young career here. So to see him go at it was fun. And now for Kings fans, it's something to be excited about. We're going to watch all Nate Clifford and Reno and Plowden and
Carter,
Carter. But it's better than what they had because it can't get worse. It can't get worse. You have way more expectations of Levine, DeRozan, and everybody down the list. So that was fun for everybody and for Schroeder and Ellis to get a W.
Yeah, 3 straight wins now for the Cavs. They're on this road trip. They started with a loss, but then beat the Blazers. That was the huge Jared Allen game with the 40-17, I think it was. Then they beat the Clippers in a game where Garland and Harden did not play. I guess Garland was there. Harden was not, at least out on the bench. And then they get this win here in Sacramento with James Harden contributing. And you said it. Like, Jared Allen has had... he had a double-double in the win over the Clippers. It wasn't a monster game, but that's sort of like 3 really good games in a row here. And, part of it is, like, is it because Mobley's not beside him and there's more opportunity? Maybe a little bit, because he's playing the best basketball he's played all year. Yep. And now we only think he's going to level up with James Harden being the playmaker as well. So good win. Cavs, winner of the weekend. Where do you want to go?
The Boston Celtics, they're also winner for a few reasons. Jason Tatum is practicing to some degree, as Shams Charania reported, 5-on-5 scrimmaging, controlled with coaches, whatever that means. It doesn't matter. He's playing on the floor. He's getting up and down on the floor. And you could tell by what they are on the floor that they have their spot for when he comes back. It's to take Luka Garza out of that starting lineup because they're playing right now, Luka Garza and Neemias Queta, even with Vucevic there. Vucevic comes off the bench. So they played those 2 bigs Garza and Keita against the Heat on Friday, and it only took 3 minutes for Mazzulla to say, okay, this ain't working with Garza. Norman Powell's going at him and eating him in the first few minutes, so we'll sit you down. Here comes the Vooch in his Boston Celtics debut. Fun for him out there. You know what they're going to do with him. He's going to set picks. He's going to slip down, and there are going to be some post-ups, whether it's a mismatch or whatever, and it was working. They're giving it to him in there. He was making some nice passes. Skip it to the other corner, to the cutters. It was unbelievable. In his debut, they had a highlight pack of his assists sponsored by FW Web Assist in the Boston Celtics broadcast. He's doing a good job of assisting. And then he'll either shoot those threes, which he was doing a decent job of that. On the defensive end, he's Vooch. You could see Bam Adebayo's eyes light up. Oh, he's on me. Back him up a little bit and shoot over him. And he was getting beat. He just doesn't have the ability to block shots at the rim. I don't know if it's the fast twitch muscles he lacks or whatever, but he was out there using those ostrich strides that he has, like big, long strides. He's just a little bit slow, but he was working his butt off as much as he could. He was a plus 11 in that game that they beat the Miami Heat. Then against the Knicks, the Knicks were coming back from an embarrassing loss against the Pistons on Friday. They lost by 38, so they were ready. Brunson was ready. He was 4 of 20 against the Star Thompson, who was awesome on Friday. He was 12 of 21 against the Celtics on Sunday, dropping 31. The Celtics didn't even have Hauser in this lineup on Sunday, so they're playing Keita, Garza, and Baylor Shireman to start. But you can see what Vooch is going to be doing, strictly off the bench. And he had some whistle problems in this one, but he was fighting Cat. We're fighting Karl Anthony Towns with those spectacles that he's wearing to protect his eyes. We'll get to that a little bit later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he got beat pretty bad in this game.
He got cooked in this game.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Definitely a bad one. They were going at him, but you can see why he's playing second units, just so you get less of the first unit roasting him. He'll try out there, but he's doing what he's going to do. He's going to score. He's going to be a different sort of offense for them in post-up situations, pick and slips, or pick and shoot that three. Minor winner, Jose Alvarado in this one, his debut.
Yeah, he was good.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. He doing the dirty work, shooting threes, and then putting his face in close enough for Jaylen Brown to give him an offensive foul with that elbow, and then poking, stealing one behind Jaylen Brown. So classic Alvarado stuff, where Madison Square Garden would have been going nuts if it wasn't Madison Square Garden, but this one was in Boston. But he's doing his thing, so looking good.
So how are the Celtics the winner then? I'm confused in all of this. The
Well,
Tatum part you're high on. You're excited
Tatum
about
is
that.
coming back.
They had to come back from 22 down to beat the Heat.
Uh-huh.
And then they got spanked by the Knicks.
Yeah, they're going to get spanked by the Knicks.
And they lost basically the second seed because of it. Could lose the tiebreaker.
Well, they're tied for the second seed right now.
Well, they don't have the tiebreaker.
Okay,
Knicks are up 2-1.
I didn't know about the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying.
Either way, they're lined up to face a great team. They're the second seed. Okay, they're the third seed, whatever you want to call it, without their best player. And now they've got a guy coming off the bench, and they're banged up and they're injured. They're playing like they should. Vucevic is in his role.
Okay.
He's not starting. They said, 4 guys, you're out of here. Simons, you're out of here. Minot, you're out of here. Who else did they lose? Tillman, you're out of here. Boucher, you're out of here. Mm-hmm. Here comes Vooch. They've got a lineup in here where people last year they expected when Tatum went down, they're going to stink. They're the freaking second seed. Excuse me. Tiebreaker third seed, whatever you want to call it. Again, the Knicks just got embarrassed by the Pistons. They're going to come back and have a way better game. And yet they did it against Baylor Shireman, who had a decent game, but they're starting Keita, they're starting Garza, and they're starting Shireman. What do you want the Celtics to do? Win a championship with that roster?
I'm just trying to wrap my head around how they got NBA weekend winners.
I told you their best player is 273 days since he was injured and tore his Achilles. Things are looking better. Okay. He's playing 5 on 5.
He better not be playing Joe Mazzulla in 5-on-5 action. He's going to get hurt again. Mazzulla ain't going to take it easy on him.
Put him in a figure 4 leg lock. You better watch out.
Make him tap.
Yeah. I don't know.
Put him in an ankle lock.
I'm not so super confident in this Knicks team just because they are very banged up in this game against the Boston Celtics. Brunson, it's a classic Brunson thing. He had to go back to the locker room. He stepped on Hugo Gonzalez's foot, and then he hurt his knee a little bit. Mm-hmm. Karl Anthony Towns, we'll get to it. He's got eye problems. I'm not locked in on the Celtics.
No OG
Again,
right now, too.
OG's out. This Eastern Conference, it's open, baby.
It's open.
It is.
All right.
Yeah, I
go
think it's
ahead.
interesting. I think that the Celtics fans got the full Vooch experience this weekend. He looked pretty good on Friday against the Clippers, kind of just exploiting a lot of space and being the big guy down there. That was good for them. But it was really Pritchard and White that brought him back in that game and won it for him.
Against the Heat.
I thought.
Against the Heat.
Against the Heat, yeah. And then on Sunday, you got the bad Vooch, where if he's on the court, they're going to go at him every time. They put him in a pick and roll. It felt like every single possession down the floor, Brunson and Cat or Brunson and whoever, and it was easy offense for the Knicks. So, bad team, the Heat, Vooch is going to be okay. Good team like the Knicks, you don't need to play him.
Yeah.
They'll have an option.
The positive is that they don't start him and don't have to. He's not going to be a 40-minute guy. Like even against the Heat, they were going at him and they were scoring, but it worked out on the other end because he's able to score and set guys up. And so Missoula and the front office, even though they went -4 guys and basically added 1, so they're -3 guys, they know what they're doing, and they're not. They don't have to use him every single possession. They know what he is. And again, he was working his butt off. And yeah, the Knicks were beating them, but the Celtics also just missing lots of open threes in this one. They're just banging in and out. And so they kept fighting and to make it a good game until the third quarter when it got blown out, essentially. But again, no disrespect to Baylor Shireman, but when you're running a Kata Garza Shireman lineup, what are we going to do here?
That was a crazy move to start Kata and Garza back to back. I don't know about that. But it's experiment time.
But Kata will be
JoJo.
starting for the foreseeable future. There's no. I think he's their starting center.
Oh, yeah.
Vooch is coming off the bench, but Garza, you out of here as soon as Tatum gets through those 5-on-5 scrimmages, whatever those mean. But he is definitely he's getting closer.
He's getting closer.
NBA weekend winner to All-Star Saturday night. It's this Saturday, guys. We'll be watching it live here in the Classic Factory. Hopefully you'll be joining us on YouTube as we have some fun watching it because we've got a new order of events. Hell, we got an event returning. I want to go through all of this with you guys. In a change from the norm, the three-point contest is going to kick off All-Star Saturday. We have talked about this before. Like maybe we should start with a banger. It's usually pretty good. Well, they're going to give it a go. It's going to be followed by the Shooting Stars competition and then the dunk contest. I guess the skills competition is out, at least for this year, after Chris Paul broke it and took Wemby to the dark side with him. But yeah, let's look at the actual three-point contest participants because we know who's all in it. And the big name that got everybody a little shocked over the weekend was like, what? What's going on here? Damian Lillard, who has not played this season while recovering from a torn Achilles tendon, is going to go in this thing. He's going to participate. This guy hasn't missed a 3 all year. So if Dame wins, he would join Larry Bird and Craig Hodges as the only 3-time winners. But he's joining a hell of a list here, I think. He's joining 2018 three-point contest champ Devin Booker, along with rookie Con Knipple, and then a bunch of all-stars, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Norman Powell, and Bobby Portis Jr. gets in here. Also invited. He is shooting very good from 3 this year. And that's the list. Let's get your reactions, guys. Let's start with the Damian Lillard of it all. A fan of this? Upset like some people are? Like, that should go to somebody else. What's going on here? Your takeaway.
I think it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Blazers fan, you were sad to see Dame Lillard go. Maybe even pulled for the Bucks during those couple of seasons. He obviously hasn't been able to play this season. You get to see him on a court wearing a Blazers jersey. I mean, I guess we have seen Damian Lillard wear other jerseys to these events. Like he's worn a Weber State jersey during the Salt Lake City All-Star events for sure. But I assume he'll be in a Blazers jersey, and that's cool. So yeah, I don't know who's a notable exception here. No Ayo Dosunmu. Timberwolves fans are going to be irate that the guy leading the league in 3-point percentage isn't there. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Your thoughts?
It's totally cool. It's totally cool. We see guys able to practice 3-point shots. It's not like he's not going to be able to do it because he's been injured. This isn't basketball. It's just firing away from 3-point land. And they're brilliant in starting Saturday night with the 3-point.
You like this?
Oh,
I thought you would. We have talked about this before, yeah.
You know, put the event where people are going to watch it first. Yeah. I mean, they don't care about the skills challenge. Do we care about getting to our seats, appointment viewing, to watch the skills challenge at 8 p.m.? Nah. Sometimes we miss 10, 15 minutes. But this is the premier event of the night. That's what it is.
I think you're right this year.
It basically
With
is.
the dunk contest expectations are quite low. We'll get to that field in a second, but
Whoever's doing the CPM, whoever's doing the ad sales says to people, all right, people are going to be watching at 8 p.m. Ad sales
5 p.m.
costs
Eastern.
go up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
so
earlier.
cost sales go up, and people will be watching. Usually this is the premier event. Let's be honest.
it's always good. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's always good to above average.
Yeah. Hopefully it is the dunk contest. But,
right. Just,
you know.
yeah.
This could have been a good year to try doing the 3-point contest last.
Well, yeah. Two other notes on the field there. One guy who maybe could have been invited, Luke Kennard, the Nard dog himself. He's shooting nearly 50% from three this year. I think he's at like 49.7. And he has played in LA with the Clippers for a couple years. Now he's on the Lakers. You know, it's Luke Kennard. It's not like people are like, give me my Nard dog in the 3-point contest. No,
Give me
nobody's
my
doing
Nard
that.
dog.
But the guy's probably deserving. And so people are like, oh, they're upset. Like Damian gets his spot or whatever. It's like, really, they should have just had 9 shooters in it. Like, who cares? Just add another shooter or
great
two.
point.
You could do that. Anyway, and Devin Booker, who I love, who's won this thing before, as I said, has been a really good 3-point shooter in his career. Not the case this year. He's shooting 30% from 3 this year. He's like the 8th or 9th best 3-point shooter on his team. I'm not even exaggerating. So he gets in there. He's an all-star. He wants to go in it. That's cool. And he'll probably win the thing for crying out loud. But I just thought that was funny. There's a lot of guys on the Suns shooting better from deep than Devin Booker. But I got the star names in this one for sure.
No Cam Spencer. That's crazy. Man.
No Cam
Cam
Spencer.
Spencer?
All right, let's go to the NBA Shooting Stars competition, which returns to All-Star Weekend after an 11-year hiatus. We haven't seen this thing in over a decade.
Wow.
We got Spurs rookie Dylan Harper, his brother Ron Harper Jr. of the Celtics, and their father, 5-time NBA champ Ron Harper. They're going to find themselves in this competition that includes 3 other teams made up of 2 current players and 1 retired NBA player. So Team All-Star, headlined by Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, and Rip Hamilton. We got Team Cameron, which is all Dookies, Jalen Johnson, Knipple, and Corey Maggette. And then Team Knicks is Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Allen Houston. So teams are given 70 seconds to score points by hitting shots at 7 locations on the court, with each team member shooting in a set order at each spot. Shooting Stars is back. Skills competition is gone. You like this switch up here?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's funny that the NBA doesn't have the rights to the name Duke. You couldn't call it Team Duke. You have to call it Team Cameron.
Yeah, probably.
Because where they play, hilarious. There seems to be, there's a little bit more on the line here when you know it's Team Knicks and Team Harper and Team Cameron, whatever. The Team All-Star one, I don't really get. They just want a 4th team with 3 guys,
Yeah.
a legend,
Yep.
and Rip Hamilton. Scotty Barnes, not your typical, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Shooter?
No, not at all. But either way, yeah.
It can't be worse than the skills. And in fact, something else
No.
we've talked about on this show before is like, bring back Shooting Stars. I mean,
is cool,
Chris Bosh
yeah.
was great at hitting half-court shots. Like, it was fun. It was like, obviously it wasn't nothing incredible, but whatever. It was better than what the skills competition had become, which was
Yes.
a joke and a waste of time.
I do like half-court shots.
Yeah.
I think I favor Team Knicks here. Looks like they got the best
They
set
got the
of
best
shooters.
crew, yeah.
absolutely.
With Allen
they do.
Houston in the mix, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Corey Maggette and Ron Harper Sr., no offense, not shooters.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Rip
You're
Hamilton's
right.
at least a shooter. But how is there not an LA team?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yep. Could have got the Nard dog in here.
Yeah. It literally could have got the Nard dog.
Brent Barry, Nard dog, and
Kawhi.
Yeah, sure, Kawhi. Yeah.
Like literally he'll be there as an all-star now. Maybe there's a conflict of interest, but it's weird to go Team Knicks. There's no connection to the Clippers at their own home all-star game.
You bring up a great point, TK. Finally, the NBA announced the 4 participants for the 2026 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. We got all newbies. Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes, Keyshawn Johnson, and Jace Richardson. Speaking of Jace Richardson, the Orlando Magic tweeted their support for Richardson. Let's get it, Rook! To which he replied, I guess, with a laughing and shrug emoji. Oh boy. This guy did not probably want to go in this thing. But hey, your dad was a dunker. He was awesome. He was one of the best. You got to go in it. But I'm 6'1". I barely dunk. I don't care. You're in it. You're going to be putting on his jersey at one point in this dunk contest.
Better wear that jersey.
Yeah. Expectations quite low. What happened to Jalen Duren? He was supposed to be in this thing. And
Yeah, maybe because he is injured right
Yeah,
now,
I
and
have
said, "No, I'm not going." But he's He's going to be there, I assume, that weekend.
He'll be there. He'll be having fun.
But Jace Richardson gets in because of the name power, I assume. It sounds like Jason.
Yep.
That's what he's there for. But it has to be low expectations.
Yeah.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Zero expectations.
Yeah.
They got 3 dunk contest champions in here, though. Jason Richardson, Vince Carter, and Kobe Bryant. Carter Bryant's going to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your pick?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he might be the best dunker.
It's probably going to be Keyshawn Johnson.
Okay.
He seems to me to be a McClung-like character.
Oh.
He's just a super athlete.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay,
why.
well, that's always
that's why
good.
he's there.
That's why he's there. Because no one else knows who he is. I don't really know who
I
he
mean,
is.
I
just
think
know
I
he
saw
can jump.
something going around like Jackson Hayes maybe has 50 to 60 dunks this year as a big guy for the Lakers. That makes some sense. The other 3 guys combined have like 9 dunks, 10 dunks, something like that.
Let's go.
Not a lot. Not a lot of clips to pull for the NBA social media accounts to hype this one up, but let's see what they can do. That's the last event on All-Star Saturday night. And again, we'll be here live in the Class Factory. Let's do another round of winners real quick. Where do you want to go?
Stephon Castle, to me, is a winner of the weekend. Put up 40, 12, and 12 in a win against the Mavericks on Saturday. Final points came on a monster tip dunk, and he said afterwards, yeah, I knew I had 38. I was going for 40. That was pretty sweet. Mavericks were giving him a ton of space in this one. They were guarding him with Daniel Gafford, their center. He was playing at basically the the free throw line when Castle's bringing the ball up. But the jumper was money. Went 3 of 5 from 3, 3 of 4 in the mid range as well. And he was doing a really good job, I thought, of attacking space with basically dribble handoffs. Like he'd catch the ball, immediately go into a dribble handoff a lot with Fox coming out of the corner. Fox would get downhill, get an easy basket. Piled up some assists that way. I think it's kind of interesting, though. The Spurs have Stephon Castle handle the ball, bring it up, be their point guard a lot more than they do with Fox, a lot more than they do with Dylan Harper. And Castle's probably got the worst handle of those 3. Definitely the worst decision maker of those 3. He's got a lot of turnovers this year. He's averaging 7 assists per game. That's nice. 3.5 turnovers per game, shooting under 30% from 3 on the season. This is how he's going to be guarded when it comes playoff time. We're going to throw a center on you and just have that guy muck everything up. Can you beat us from the outside? Yeah. He was able to do that against Dallas, and it's good for him to get those kind of reps, seeing that kind of defense, because certainly that's how he's going to be guarded in the postseason. Castle's an interesting player. I think he's super talented, but he gets out of control a lot, and he has a good connection with Wemby on these lobs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But an awesome game from Castle, super aggressive, and just looked like the best player on the court.
Yeah, 40-point triple-double. Only David Robinson had done that in Spurs history. I remember last year, I think it was after the season, we were looking at the 2024 draft class, Stephon Castle, obviously, the rookie of the year, and we said, how many combined All-Star appearances are we going to get from this class? And the over-under was super low. Super low. I don't remember the number, but it was like 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And there were some unders. Well, Stephon Castle's ready to do the over. He seems like he's got it all together. You're right. He does rush things. There's no doubt. And it is odd when you're giving the guy the ball to start everything, to give it to a guy who does rush things and not balance it out a little bit more. Because sometimes, like the games against OKC, it was super balanced when they were able to overcome OKC. It was like, okay, it's your turn, Dylan Harper. It was a little bit more balanced, but this was the Stephon Castle show. In this game, it felt like, it's like, do it, man.
Yeah, he went 15 and 19 in this 40-point triple-double too, which in terms of percentage-wise, like only Wilt has ever done that. Shot that great in a 40-point triple-double. So joined some rarefied air there, and David Robinson with the Spurs part, and then Wilt with the field goal percentage part of a monster game. Yeah, they beat the Mavericks twice this weekend. They scored a whole bunch of points against Dallas Mavericks. So the Spurs stay winning there. Who do you got for another winner?
I'm going to stay in the Western Conference, where the Denver Nuggets have 4 starters back. They just got to be a little bit more excited that the guys are coming back to be healthy around Jokic and Jamal Murray. They literally were playing with 0 starters for a while. Well, Cam Johnson came back. He had missed 23 games, hadn't played since December 23rd. And the worrisome part for him was he didn't really start the season all that well, but the few weeks before December 23rd when he went out, the shot was coming back, and hopefully he was going to be able to carry that into this weekend's game against the Chicago Bulls. And he did. First possession, did they run it for him? I think they did. Corner 3, bang, he hits it. So he hit a couple in this game. The cuts in this game were good. The drives in this game were good, especially against the Bulls. Shorty, like Yabusele playing at center. He had it all together, 14 points. So good for that. Him joining Jokic and Jamal Murray, along with Christian Brown, who is there, who has been there for 3 games now and returned. He played 32 minutes, 42 minutes in the previous 2 games before the Bulls game. So he's coming back, although that shot is not there quite yet. He missed a couple free throws against the Bulls. He's shooting very poorly from three-point land. He's never been a guy who gets up a lot of threes. He doesn't need to. But he's only played in 17 games this season, so they need to get things together because Peyton Watson is out until near the postseason. And I always wondered, with Cam Johnson out and Peyton Watson playing extremely well, there may be a day where Cam Johnson is out of the starting lineup, but it doesn't look like, that's not going to happen now. With Peyton Watson out. Aaron Gordon is still out of that starting lineup. He's the only one that's out from the 5, but they need to get back. They just need to get guys back. And Jamal Murray has got 99 points in the last 3 games combined. Looks awesome, but he does need some rest. And you could hear David Adelman in his pregame press conference. He said, "We need to rest, man." I mean, that's what he essentially said. Like, we need days off because Jamal Murray needs days off, but also these guys just need to get back playing together. So it is a good sign. It is a good sign considering the other team in OKC that they're always eyeing, I'm sure, has so many injuries themselves, and Jalen Williams and stuff. So a good weekend for the Nuggets just to see the Cam Johnson back, period.
And you're going to get a week off very soon here.
Yeah.
Because All-Star Weekend is here. And yeah, Jamal Murray will play in the game and he'll be in the 3-point contest, but like everybody gets like 4 or 5 days off basically with the way the schedule is now. So you get a little rest period here for these teams. Everybody can hit the beach. I guess.
Gotta hit the beach.
Rest up and come
That'd be
back.
nice. The number one thing for the Nuggets is they just need Aaron Gordon to be healthy in the playoffs. Like, it's great that Christian Brown's back, great that Cam Johnson is back, but Gordon is the key for them. He's the only guy that can really guard on the perimeter the way they need. He is kind of their small ball 5 when they go to their bench lineups as well, and he's just been so unreliable this season. Only 20 games played so far. Played a huge chunk at the beginning of the season, came back, got hurt in the exact same way. So that's really worrying. They're going to need him to come back, like, keep him out as long as they possibly can, but they'll need him back in like mid-March probably to kind of get back in the rhythm of actually playing with everybody else who's been injured going forward. So I kind of think they have their least essential guys back healthy right now, which is kind of unfortunate because Gordon and Watson to me are major players for them to actually make noise in the playoffs with the 2-way play that they really bring.
Yeah. Hopefully he's supposed to be back in March, and so it's not like a long-term thing for Aaron Gordon like it is for Peyton Watson.
Is it? I mean, it's kind of a long-term thing for Aaron Gordon. He's been dealing with leg injuries since last playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to see him healthy. He's key.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They need him. Like, he's so much. He's the guy. He's like their OG Anunoby. He's the one guy that can really swing a playoff series for them because you're expecting Murray to raise his game. He usually does in the playoffs. Jokic is a killer in the playoffs. You're getting good performances from those guys, but who can be the number 3 along with them?
Yeah, and he has to initiate, I guess the better word is, for that second unit. A lot of time it's him or it's Jamal Murray, but they need somebody that they can rely on. There's no doubt. But this week off, they get 7 days off. I checked.
There you go.
Nice, chilling
Wow,
for some of these
break.
guys.
What a break. A couple other mini winners here. Last week on Friday's drop, after you did your worst of the week nominees, I pitched Alperen Şengün as a worst of the week. I thought deservedly so for his week and all the things he did and not making the All-Star game and all that. Well, I got him as a mini winner here over the weekend because he did express remorse for repeatedly calling a female referee the B word there. And he said he apologized immediately after the game. He seeked her out in the referee's locker room and said, I lost my temper there. Shouldn't have said that, all that. So he owned up to that. And then he was named to the All-Star World Team over the weekend to replace the injured Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I guess is not going to play in this game. So he is an All-Star in the end. That All-Star World Team, I got a lot of bigs. A lot of big boys on that team, especially no SGA now. It's like, who are their guards? It's Luka, it's Jamal Murray. I guess Avdia can sort of play a
he's
point
a handler.
forward.
Yep.
Am I forgetting anyone? Otherwise, it's like all big guys.
A lot of big boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder
bad.
who starts. Like, I was wondering, like, will Jamal Murray get a start here now as maybe one of the guards, like a point guard? I mean, I know Luka can play point guard. It's an All-Star game too. Who
Probably,
cares?
yeah.
But I was wondering. Over the weekend, the Hornets pushed their win streak up to 9. Still hot. Still in the play-in now.
They're locked in to the play.
They're not going to leave the play-in spot.
No.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, maybe they could get up to like 6th, but they're not going to be at 11th.
Yeah, not dipping back.
Ain't nobody actually chasing them anymore.
Yeah. Starting lineup of LaMelo, Khan, Brandon Miller, and Bridges, and Musa. 13-1 now. So this is a fun story. And I think they have a big game tonight, do they not? I'm pretty sure they do. Everybody's all in on the Hornets right now.
Tonight they play against the Detroit Pistons.
There you go.
A potential first-round matchup.
Good call. That'll be fun. But my winner of the weekend, face protection. Big weekend for face protection. Let's start with Onyeka Okongwu. Last week, he suffered a dental fracture when he was elbowed in the mouth from Jaylen Brown. Teeth were all over the place, blood dripping out of his mouth. Missed a couple games, or missed 1 or 2 games, but he returned to action over the weekend in a mask that made him absolutely look like Bane.
This is so awesome.
A villain in the Batman universe. And there's even a photo of Bane to compare the two. Yeah, what a look. And the black jerseys sort of too there, the Peachtree jerseys.
Yeah, this was like show your family at the dinner table, kind of like you've never seen something like this. You, a lot of times we'll like have a rapid fire question about accessories or something, and you like Google craziest accessories, and it's all things from the 1970s and 80s before they'd really figured out how to make cool stuff.
Right.
So you'll see a guy wearing like a hockey helmet that has the face cut out of it for some reason.
Yeah.
But to see this in 2026 is pretty crazy, bro. Look at this guy. Did he ask for the most Bane-looking mask possible?
I mean,
it's a good way to keep your mouth safe, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, didn't Kawhi had a plexiglass version recently that like had his nose almost like a balaclava cut out. But it didn't look as wild as this.
Yep.
Yeah. Nope, this looks great.
So that's one, positive for face protection. The other was Karl Anthony Towns, who did play against the Celtics, and he was rocking protective goggles to help protect his 16 stitches that were around his eye from a game last week. And apparently these are the same specs worn by Amari Stoudemire during his tenure in New York from 2010 to 2015. That's what the reporting was saying, that they literally found them.
Yeah.
And they're like, here, put these on.
Yeah.
And so Cat was rocking the protective goggles there. So there you go.
And you can tell he didn't like it because he took them off for the second half.
He took them off.
He said,
yes.
These are bothering me. He kept on kept on dealing with them when he was at the free throw line. Then he kept dealing with the cut that he had on his face. They are apparently what the equipment staff found.
Yeah.
Like these aren't even his, and they just gave it to him. Protect your eyes, man. But he just, no thank you. I'll just do it.
They're just hoarding them. Can't get rid of them. Never know when they're going to be needed.
He didn't keep him?
Amari?
He played on teams after the Knicks.
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting.
Just left him behind?
Probably. I'm sure they had more than one.
Yeah, go to a sunglass hut. Pick something up. That's actually crazy to me that they just reused 10-year-old specs.
Yeah. He didn't like them.
Why?
So they're outdated. And they weren't comfortable anymore. I don't know. Like you said, he took them off. And you already brought up Alvarado. He played really well in his first appearance for the Knicks there. 12 points, 2 of 6 from deep. Obviously, rabid defense, little playmaking, shoot a little bit. And good start here for him. And as they beat the Celtics there. Massive run in the third quarter.
Yes. No Trace Jackson Davis love.
Hey,
He's alive.
got 8 offensive rebounds.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I can't believe you didn't try and convince me the Bucks as a winner of the weekend.
I could have.
With Cam Thomas coming over. That's going to keep Giannis happy, right?
Yeah, man. They're desperate.
Maybe.
They're desperate.
It's crazy. The guy is a 20-point per game scorer last couple 3 seasons. 3 seasons, I think. Yeah. Signed the qualifying offer and then just waived.
They just cut him.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. But he's with Milwaukee. They said they wanted him.
They said they apparently have wanted him for several years.
Not enough to sign him when they had a chance last year.
No.
Summer.
Want him
But
very
trust
cheap.
me, we wanted you.
Yeah. Those are our winners. We'll do losers in a second. First, a quick break to hear from our sponsor.
With Gershon, it's all about your boosts. But on FanDuel, it's all about da boost. Because game days mean your chance to boost your bet and make every play pay off. That's right. All customers get a 25% profit boost on NBA parlay and single game parlay bets. The pace is fast, the games never stop, and with FanDuel, you got more ways to make every win even bigger. So lock in your bets, boost your odds, and make every night count with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
All right, if you're just joining us on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe. Podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews would be much, much appreciated. We've done a bunch of NBA weekend winners. Let's do some losers. Tass, we'll start with you. Where do you want to go?
TM.
Well, the Utah Jazz, hilarious stuff. They go in to host the Utah Magic, they're playing at the Orlando Magic. Things are looking good. Their new guy, Jaren Jackson Jr., is looking real good. I mean, post moves, working it into the post, shooting threes. 11 in the first quarter, 22 through 3 quarters. Great stuff.
Hooping.
Yeah, it looked good. And then Lauri Markkanen beside him, also looking good. 27 points through 3 quarters.
Hooping.
Also the guy beside him, Yusuf Nurkic, playing out there, 14 boards through 3 quarters. And
They won this one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're dominating through 3 quarters.
Yeah, they're leading by
They're looking
7. It looked great. And those 3 guys I mentioned didn't play a second in the fourth quarter. You guys who got us this lead against the Orlando Magic in Orlando, nah, have a seat. We don't watch you there. And you could see Yusuf Nurkic actually went to the Twitter after the game and said, what the is going on here? Tweeting a photo of his teammate when Lauri Markkanen kind of hands in the shrug emoji. Like, what are we doing here? Kyle Filipowski didn't play all 3 quarters, but they needed him for every second in that fourth quarter. It's one of those things that those guys could have won the game. It's like we flash back to last year. It was the Raptors doing it. Jacoby Walter was out there hitting game winners because he just happened to hit a game winner. But this is weird. This is just weird. It's strange. They're leading. And they just say, all right, you know what? We want to keep this pick as close to number 1 as we possibly can. So let's lose it. They lost that 7-point lead, and they lost the game to the Orlando Magic. Not playing their best guys.
So what's the league going to do about this, if anything? Or should they?
Can they do anything?
I mean, moving forward, obviously. Like, not this season, they can't do anything. But,
This season.
I mean, I guess... Yeah, you can't even. This is like the loophole a little bit, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, well, are your guys healthy? Well, they have to play. Are they all stars? They have to play. Or we're going to fine you all that. That song and dance. And it feels like we only got there because there's so much betting on games now. So you like got to know, the gambler needs to know who's playing. But this is the loophole. It's like, we'll play our guys. We'll get them in there. And then we'll just shut them down mid-game. And like, what are you going to do about it, Silver? And there's a lot of articles like you are just going to see nonstop, like, oh my God, how's the NBA going to fix the tanking? Because this might be the perfect sort of storm for tanking this season with the draft being as loaded as it is. Maybe the next couple drafts not looking all that impressive. And then all these pick protections too, where all these teams are like, oh, we got to stay top 4, we got to stay top 8 and all this. And this is how we got to here. What's your opinion on the tanking of it all? Is this like a real issue for the league, or is this going to be a 1-year thing and it's going to sort of go back to a little bit more normal next year?
Maybe it'll be a little bit more normal next year since 2027 draft isn't quite as hyped up as the 2026 draft is, but it's pretty disappointing that teams are tanking away the last 2 months of the season, even before the All-Star break. And it's going to keep happening. Like the Bulls and the Nets play tonight. Neither team wants to win that game. So things like this are going to happen every single night. The only silver lining is that since it's taking place before the All-Star game, Silver's going to have to answer questions when he has his press conference during the All-Star weekend festivities, because people are going to bring this up. I mean, we're hearing now that like Anthony Davis was allegedly going to sit out the entire rest of the season, but now it's just going to be a few weeks with his hand injury. But I don't know. I would rather a team be straightforward with it. Like the way the Wizards are doing it, we're keeping our stars out. They're being very honest about what they're doing. We're trying to tank and keep our pick. The Jazz are faking the funk a little bit here, using the loophole, playing a competitive game, and then throwing it away in the end. It's just not the way professional sports should happen. So Silver's going to have to answer some questions. And honestly, if he came out and said, look, tanking is a good strategy for teams, I would be happy to hear him say that. Because then it's like, at least you know there's a problem and you're not doing anything about it, rather than trying to pitch us on the player participation policy and all these things they've tried to do to make it more likely that teams give a full effort for the season. But as long as you're rewarding the worst teams in the league with the best players, teams are going to want to be the worst team in the league sometimes.
So, yeah, and then here come the lottery balls, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like the Utah Jazz have been trying to get the number 1 pick for a while, but they haven't been able to do it. And they dropped down to the 5 spot. What we're seeing here, unfortunately, though, is the casual fan gets upset by it. It's still a thing with casual fans. I was sitting with somebody yesterday who said, I haven't been able to watch games for a few years. and tanking is the biggest issue to him. And it's a thing. It is a thing. And now with live betting, even more so. You look at this particular scenario with the Utah Jazz winning after 3 quarters, and if there is inside information, teams can know that they're going to sit a guy for the 4th quarter, or guys in this instance where they sat everybody. Keontae George was hurt. He only played 12 minutes in this game. He did get hurt. But the 3 guys, their front court of Markin and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Yusuf Nurkic, who was upset after the game, they sat because they wanted to lose in this instance. Now, I bring up the lottery balls because that has been the attempted remedy for this. Like, you don't want to be the first worst, but it doesn't, because you only have a 14.5% chance, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. It doesn't work all the way. Doesn't get you all the way there to playing harder. That's the unfortunate
Well, that's
part.
why when Silver gets asked about this inevitably at All-Star Weekend, it's going to be fascinating to hear what he says. Like, he's going to do the whole, like, we're going to talk about it, we're going to address it in the offseason, and whether we'll be, like, extreme with our measures. Because, like, some people are like, give every non-playoff team the exact same odds, right? Out of the number 1 pick. There's that, and sort of like, was what Lewin was saying when he was here, you know, basically like, no, penalize bad teams. Do the opposite. There's this whole idea of like giving wins to teams after the All-Star break that are the bad teams to help their chances. I think one small thing is to honestly get rid of the protections on a lot of these picks, because that's where I think we really have this, again, perfect storm of like, oh damn, we don't keep our pick if it's not top 8. In the case of like the Wizards and who's the other team top 8?
It's the Jazz, is it not?
The Jazz,
the
thank you.
Jazz,
Yeah,
yes.
and then there's obviously the Pacers of it all. They're the top 4 or 10. Like, I think get rid of that. It's like you trade the pick, and maybe not being allowed to put these protections on, because man, we have 7 or 8 teams that are just gonna be. It's gonna get to the point. I mean, I almost want it to, because it'd be hilarious. I want teams to start scoring on their own basket. Like, let's take this to the next level. Let's really tank, boys. But it's not good. And you're right. I think, like, we've done this for 20 years. The truth is,
Nobody has an answer. I'm saying,
Right.
there hasn't been, even
They've
like
tried.
the idea of penalizing teams that are bad. Teams are bad.
some teams are just bad.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
tanking. Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, like, what are you going to do?
But like the bad publicity of it all, and
Yeah,
these instances where teams are shutting down star players in the 4th, not a good look. And you're right, it goes against sort of the nature of competitive sports. It's like the whole point is to try and win. You're actively not trying in different ways. So all these teams have done it, and everybody's guilty. This isn't like just piling on the Jazz here. Like, even though we have them as a loser of the weekend, like,
That's the one that stands out from this particular.
yeah,
weekend,
but
yeah.
you said it. The Raptors did it last year.
Yeah.
They did it in a game. Other teams have done it. Other teams are going to do it. They do it in different ways. I mean, you can just completely fake injuries too, is a whole part of this, and they do. But maybe I do wonder, like, don't freak out over this one crazy year, and maybe it does go back to somewhat of a more normal sort of. There's a couple shitty teams. There's a lot more competitive teams. Like, I think this is just like the year where everyone's like, oh yeah, we can get an elite player under contract forever when it comes to the rookie deals, which is also part of the equation here. Maybe they got to look into changing that. I don't know. But we sort of
Yeah.
want bad teams to have a chance to get better players through the draft.
Yes.
But maybe you can only do it 1 or 2 years in a row. That's another idea people have come up with to fix this. Like, you only get one crack every couple of years, and then you're more sort of in the middle where you can still hit an obviously talented player. That's the funny part of this whole thing. So just buckle up. There's going to be so many more of these headlines.
There's 10 teams that don't care to win.
I know. That's not good. That's a third of the league.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do the thing where at some point during the season it switched to who wins the most, gets the best lottery odds. That's what it's going to have
God,
to be.
it's so. Yeah, maybe it will. But so what do you do? Like, after the All-Star break, you're like,
Yeah, maybe.
all right, for every win, you guys now pick up. But then what you're saying almost is like, and maybe it's I don't know, it's a crazy concept. Like, we have our All-Star teams decided at the All-Star break. And
You mean playoff teams?
excuse me, we have our playoff teams decided at the All-Star break. Like, these are our 10 teams that are in the postseason. They can still jockey for position, and they will. All you other crappy teams from here on out, every win you get actually helps your chances in the lottery.
Well, the playoff teams wouldn't be set. The records would be locked. Say we play 60 games. The records are locked then, and then we start counting wins from there. So you can still make the playoffs. Like, if you were 12th in
Okay.
If you were 12th in the Eastern Conference, you win 22 straight games, you're going to make the playoffs. Guess what? You're in the playoffs. You're not getting a lottery pick anyways. But the team that got knocked out, maybe they went 11-11. That's a decent enough record. That probably puts them in the middle of the lottery odds. Like, it's just, there's got to be a way to incentivize winning for every single team, because right now there's not a way to incentivize winning for every team.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing. It's, again, it's not almost like on a team thing. This is how the league has set this up. You get elite players in the draft, and you can get them locked up under market contracts for a very long time because of the way it's set up with the CBA. So that's the incentive to do it. And we just have this weird year where we have, like, now would you say 10 teams? Yeah, it's 9 or 10 teams probably gunning for it, or keeping their picks is the other part of it too. So, okay. I'm sure we'll be talking about this a lot more here over the week. Who do you have for a loser of the weekend?
Minnesota Timberwolves, really ugly weekend for them. On Friday night, they blew an 18-point second-half lead to lose to the Pelicans, who were trying to win. They're just not good enough to win.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert called the team out after this one. He said, it should start with ourselves, but it seems like we don't have that. So I think at some point it has to come from the coaches. He continued, at some point, if the players don't have accountability, someone has to have accountability for the players, kind of calling out Chris Finch. And I guess the entirety of the team saying, yeah, we're not trying hard enough. Somebody tell us to try hard enough. He said, it starts with me. If I'm not giving an effort, bench me. But he was basically saying, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, step your game up. So they followed that up by getting smoked by the Clippers. Gave up 41 to Kawhi Leonard, who was just on fire. He was making ridiculous shots, but the Timberwolves made 8 threes, had 20 turnovers, and they only scored 96 points, only the second time all season they have been under 100 points this year. The Timberwolves consider themselves a championship contender. They've made the conference finals the last 2 years. They definitely can elevate their game in the playoffs, but they are so inconsistent. They really lack discipline, and to me, it comes down to Ant not taking games seriously during the regular season. They think they can always come back and win a game. They think they can beat these bad teams just by showing up and playing, but he was just giving up some brutal back cuts and easy buckets, particularly on Friday night against the Pelicans. I think Randall's just up and down from a mental standpoint a lot of the time. I think if things start going poorly for him, he kind of checks out and probably takes his cues from Edwards as well. So just a disappointing weekend for the Timberwolves. Like, every time I want to buy into them as a team that can actually make some noise, it's like they have dumb losses like these two, losing to teams that are under 500. I think their last 3 losses are all against teams under 500. And they lose to some bad teams, and then they'll beat the Nuggets. Or they'll beat the Thunder or something like that. They can play with the best teams, but they just don't care enough to beat the bad teams, which I think is a sign of immaturity.
Yeah, as you said, it seems to fall on Anthony Edwards and his ability to take every game seriously. I guess he wasn't listening to Michael Jordan when he did have his NBC interview that basically said, you want to be playing all games. This whole managing your games doesn't do well for your camaraderie. And it didn't for Ayo Dosunmu's first game with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was a minus 33 coming off the bench playing against the Los Angeles Clippers because nobody was putting it all together. It was a bad weekend for the Wolves. I did find it funny. Rudy Gobert's comments were addressed by former Nuggets head coach Michael Malone, who said, they don't listen to Rudy anyways. I don't, at first I thought, okay, he's part of the coach brethren that always defends coaches.
Sure.
So maybe he's just defending Chris Finch. But then he said, it's on Anthony Edwards. And I think he's right. That's where it seems to fall on this particular team that's really good. And I would assume it should have made them better. You'd want to have a great game in his first game appearance, but they pooped it.
And the Wolves are lucky. The Suns dropped their 2 games recently. I think they lost to the Sixers and the Warriors, if I remember correctly. But I bring that up because if they had it and the Suns maybe had won one of those, Timberwolves could have been down into the play-in because they're in the 6th spot right now and they're half a game up on Phoenix. Minnesota 32-22, Phoenix 31-22 in the 6-7. There you go. Race right now in the Western Conference. So yeah, I had the Wolves in the running here as a winner, or excuse me, a loser of the weekend as well. My final one though. I'm sure you guys saw the clip. Sacramento Kings owner Vivek Ranadivé, he had rapper Travis Scott sitting courtside with him as his guest on Saturday when the Kings hosted the Cavaliers. So Kings owner Ranadivé, he's got Travis Scott there. I think he's been there before and whatever. They've got some sort of weird relationship. Not a big deal, right? Why would that be a loser of the weekend? Well, after the game, Travis Scott who was holding a custom Kings jersey, because again, he's there as a guest of the Kings and Ranadive. He's immediately jumping up and celebrating with new Cavalier James Harden following the team's win over the Kings. It's all happening at first, like right there with Ranadive standing right there. I love awkward comedy. The UK version of The Office is my favorite comedy of all time. I love it. But even I was like, oh, this is awkward. This is pretty cringe here. Because Travis Scott's going nuts with James Harden holding a Kings jersey after they beat them. And the Kings have now lost 12 in a row. That's another part of the story here. Longest losing streak since 1998. But the silver lining is they're playing their young guys, and they looked a little promising. They had a little energy, and maybe there'll be some development from guys you listed there, and Clifford, Carter, Plowden, Cardwell, Reno. There's that. That's good. Oh, my God. Oh, that was awkward. I didn't like that.
Can't invite him back.
That's bad.
Yeah, I would not if I was Vivek.
He will, though.
Exactly. I agree.
He's a loser. That's why. It's like, oh, Travis Scott likes me. Got him sitting here. Here's a jersey, Travis.
Enjoy your jersey.
Please don't cheer for the Cavs and James. He was like running out with James Harden on the court like they won the championship. He's like crashing the post-game interview with Serena Winter. She's like holding onto the mic for dear life. Travis Scott was trying to rip it from her hands.
He likes James Harden, that's for sure. Just don't invite him to whatever team that James Harden gets traded to. Don't invite him to that game.
Okay.
I think it's just a James Harden thing.
Oh, okay. So in Ranadive's defense, maybe they had this on the schedule for a while, pre-Harden trade. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're going to have you out to this game. You're going to sit courtside with me at this game. And then, the Harden trade happened. Oh, suddenly he's playing on the Cavs. Damn. Yeah, I think you got to cancel the tickets there, though. You got to say, we can't have you. I know how tight you are with James. Anyway, loser of the weekend.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's pretty tough.
Any other thoughts on winners, losers, anything else from the NBA weekend?
No, I'm good.
Woodley of the night, sponsored by James Stadden from Great Britain. Kawhi Leonard gets Woboy of the night, 41 points. He was awesome, like TK said, against the Wolves. Shot 14 of 30 from the field, hit 5 threes, 8 of 10 at the line, grabbed 8 rebounds, swiped 4 steals. Just a monster game from this guy. He's like playing the best basketball of his career right now. Kawhi Leonard gets Woboy. Scotty Barnes had a good. There was many games on yesterday because of the Super Bowl. We had like 4 early games.
Yep.
Brunson had a good game. Scotty Barnes had a good game. Somebody else I'm forgetting had a decent one, but Kawhi gets it here. Pick 'em.
Pick them up.
Monday night. Where are we going, Tass?
We got 10 games tonight.
Ooh, no, it's NBA season now.
It is. See ya, football.
See ya, football.
Football's officially over, I heard.
That's
Yeah,
what
they
I
closed
heard.
their tab.
Yep.
The Cavs at the Nuggets. Closest line here. Nuggets are just a 1.5 point dog hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. I understand going with the Cavs, Skeets. This one is kind of it's a coin flip, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Why are you
Hopefully Travis Scott is in attendance for James Harden. The ball
World's
out.
biggest Cavs fan now.
Skeets has the Cavs.
Yeah.
Well, Trey, you've got the Nuggets, as I do. Why are you taking the Nuggets?
Well, I just think they can win this game, and so they get points, and they're at home.
Yeah.
Nuggets for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they have lost their last home game. They had a 3-game losing streak before they were able to beat doubles. So they're coming off a 3-game losing streak. Yeah, so I figure they're going to win their next home game.
Oh, they've lost 3 straight? Right?
They had before the Bulls.
Yeah, right. They beat the Bulls, yeah.
But
These
they
games
lost
before
their
this
last
All-Star
home
week,
game.
though, are always a little funky, man. Like, you do, I like watching these games, though, because you're like, yeah, who is taking this? Like, who has that, sort of championship, not pedigree, or at least aspirations, because they're like, hey, let's close this out here before we all go away for a week. Let's take care of business. Let's get these. Cleveland is putting things together here as they try and get back in the mix in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, it's a bit of a coin flip. I'll take the Cavs. Hey, heads was right, man. You called it.
I thought I said it was tails.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
heads in the
unfortunately.
Super
It was
Bowl.
heads
Yeah.
for sure.
I thought you said-
Everybody was thinking tails.
Oh, I thought you said head, but you are a tails guy, aren't you?
I'm a tails man.
Tails never fails.
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah. Like I said, that was my favorite part of Bad Bunny was the tails.
Do you think Bad
Butts.
Bunny is a Nepo baby?
What do you mean?
Bugs Bunny.
Yes,
Been around
I do now.
Yeah, that's not mine. I saw that online. That's a good dad joke. All right, Cavs Nuggets. That's a good one.
The
10 games
Nuggets
on
are
tonight.
14-10 at home. Doesn't seem
not
like
very good.
They should
No.
be better than
No.
that.
Not
Very
right?
good. I want my pick changed. JK, it's on the graphic. Can't
It's
go
on
back.
the graphic. We're both 2-3. Tass and I, Trey and I, and Tass is 4-1 here in the month of February. Okay, we'll call it there. Lots of winners and losers. I think we're gonna have more, some big topics from the weekend, maybe later in the week with worst of the week. I'll leave it at that. A couple nominees from the weekend, I think. We'll be here though, talking about games, talking about everything else that goes down in the association. Join us at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hit the like button, subscribe. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, those trees were real aspirational at the Super Bowl. That was the dad joke going around for the aspiration. The Kawhi letter.
Planted
Kawhi.
all of them.
That's so
Oh, so he planted all these trees. They just got up and walked away. We just couldn't find them. That's their defense. Brace the day, people.